What is going on, guys? Caleb trading back to you today with another video. More Yu-Gi-Oh discussion, more Yu-Gi-Oh news. You know that's what I'm all about. Bringing you guys the latest shit. Konami's dropped some serious spoilers for us today with 10 more cards for the oh fuck, what was it called? The Dark Saviors deck building pack that they're releasing in May. And god damn it, I'm excited because it's the final archetype, the third archetype that they're going to put in the pack, along with the Skyfang Brigade and the Brandish Maidens, both of which I give no shits about. But with these cards, these vampire cards, I had a feeling these were going to be nice after I saw the first initial Xyz, which was Al Dampier, I believe. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm not going to waste any more fucking time. First card we're going to talk about is Vampire Familiar, which I feel like is just going to be switched once it gets translated. It's going to be a dark zombie effect monster, level 1, 500 attack, 0 defense. With effect reading, you can only use this card's name's first and second effect once per turn each. First effect is, if this card is special summoned, you can pay 500 life points, add 1 vampire monster from your deck to your hand, except Vampire Familiar. Second effect is, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 vampire card from your hand or face up in your field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from the graveyard, but banish it as it leaves the field. Not bad for a level 1. You know, you've got your Stratos effect where you can pay 500 life points and grab another vampire from your deck, and you know, it's pretty self-explanatory, as well as um, your secondary effect, which is discarding one of your vampire cards or attributing one of your vampire cards and special summoning it. Um, so not too bad as a Stratos, but moving on to the next one, we've got Vampire Brood, which is a dark zombie. These are all gonna be dark zombies, so I'm just gonna skip right on past the types. Um, Level 2, 1200 attack, 0 defense. You can only use this card's names first and second effects once per turn each, just like Familiar. First effect, if this card is special summoned, you can pay 500 life points, add 1 Vampire Sparrow Trap card from your deck to your hand. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 Vampire card from your hand face up to from your field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from the graveyard, banish it if it leaves the field. So basically, both Brood and Familiar Vampire have the same second effect, where if they're in your graveyard, they can be special summoned, and they both also have their first effects only work off of a special summon. So I mean, you want this card in your graveyard. You want these cards to be foolish burialed, or sent to the graveyard by each other's effects, to be honest. And you know, Brood's your spell and trap searcher, so that's actually really good, especially with the spells and traps that we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. Moving on to your next one, we've got Vampire Fraulein, level 5, 600 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. First effect is, when a monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Second effect, once per damage calculation, when a zombie monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can pay life points in multiples 100, max 3000. That monster you control gains attack and defense equal to the amount you paid during that damage calculation only. Third effect, at the end of battle phase in which this card is destroyed by a monster or monsters by battle, you can special summon as many of those destroyed monster or monsters as possible from the graveyard or graveyards to your field. Okay, so 2000 defense, you know, it's not really big booty for the special summon, but it's not even the booty that matters, to be honest with you, because this card can be on the field, and you can even target itself if someone tries to run over it. You know, pay those life points, gain defense until you know, she stays on the field. But even if she's destroyed by battle, you can special summon her and any of your other monsters that were destroyed that turn. You know, So the way I'm thinking the first effect activates is, you declare an attack with your card, or your opponent declares an attack. You special this card in defensive position, and you can activate the effect to either save save your monster that's being attacked, or you know, I don't know. I actually really like this because if you attack and you don't have enough to get over something, 3,000 is a lot of attack to add to a monster. So you can almost run over. You can run over even a boar load, to be honest. Um, you can add this to your level 1 and level 2, and those can stay on the field. But I mean, that wouldn't even really be all that good. Um, so let's go on to the next one. We've got Vampire Grimson, which is level 5, 2,000 attack, 1,400 defense. First effect reads: if a monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can pay 1,000 for each of those monsters instead. Second effect: at the end of a battle phase in which this card destroyed a monster or monsters by battle, you can special summon as many of those destroyed monsters as possible from the graveyards to your field. So, I mean, pay 1,000 instead of destruction. That's pretty nice. But I mean, I don't know if you would rather keep a few of them on the field, or if you would rather have them in the graveyard, such as your small ones, to bring back and activate their effects. But if these little ones are in the graveyard, you can only activate their effect once, and then they're banished. So you've got 3 chances of searching, which isn't too bad. Um, it's got the same clause as Frau, to where if you destroy something in battle, you can take that monster. So basically, you run over your opponent's monsters, you can take those monsters again. But it's at the end of the battle phase, so you can't use them for more attacks, which sucks. But you can use them for more defense, or you can use them for more summons. So you can use them for more summons of your higher attack monster, or your higher level monsters that you have ready, or you can even start linking. Um, the second effect of these monsters are really nice, to where you can special summon those monsters that you destroyed. Next card, we've got Vampire Scargelet. I don't know how to say that, but it's level 6, 2,200 attack, 2,200 defense. Effect reading: you can only use this card's name's first effect once per turn. If this card is normal special summon, you can pay 1,000. Target one vampire monster in your graveyard, except this card, special summon it, but it cannot attack this turn. Second effect: at the end of a battle phase in which this card destroyed a monster or monsters, same effect as Frau and Grimson. This isn't even during your turn. It's once per turn, or not once. Well, yeah, once per turn. But you pay 1,000 to special summon another vampire whenever this is special summoned, either during your opponent's turn, or it's normal summon during your turn, to bring out another um, vampire. That's pretty sick. Um, but you're paying that 1,000. It's just like Soul Charge once per turn, and you don't have to skip your battle phase. With this card, you just have to. The card you summon um, can't attack. That's not really that bad of a thing, because you can bring out your Frau line and boost this card's attack, you know, to run over some more. Um, I feel like this is one of the better ones, to be honest with you, because so far I like Scargelet, I like Grimson and Fraulein. I like them all so far, to be honest with you, but going into the next one is actually the one I don't really enjoy too much. And we've got Vampire Red Baron, level 6, 2,400 attack, 1,000 defense. Effect reading: once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target one monster your opponent controls and one other vampire monster you control. Switch control of those 2 monsters. At the end of a battle phase in which this card destroy a monster or monsters, you can special summon as many of those destroyed monsters. Blah 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 blah. Same shit you've been hearing. So you can pay 1,000 life points for an enemy controller or a creature swap, and that can be pretty useful if your opponent has a monster you can't run over. So you can take something pretty strong as long as it can't be targeted. Um, and as well, it's also got the destroyed by battle and take them and special summon them to bring out more monsters. You know, it wouldn't really be a three of in my opinion, but that's also just my opinion because with it being the strongest attack, does it make up for the effect? I don't know. Moving right on to our spells, that's it for the monsters. We've got our first spell, and that is Vampire Desire, which is a normal spell card. Reading, you can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. Effect reading, you can activate one of these effects. Target one face-up monster you control, send one vampire monster with a different level than that monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, that target's level becomes the same as the sent monster's level until the end of this turn. Target one vampire monster in your graveyard, send one monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon that target. So you've got a Foolish Burial with a level change, and which could be useful because you could send one of your higher leveled monsters to bring out to turn one of your monsters into that level and then possibly exceeds into something. Um, but I like the second effect a lot more. You basically got your monster reborn. Um, and if you use the effects of a couple of the other monsters, you know, you can use your opponent's monsters that you took control of just to monster reborn one of your vampire monsters in your graveyard, which is actually very nice in my opinion. But moving on to the second spell, I feel like is the one of the best spells I've seen for a while. Okay, not in a while, but definitely better vampire support. We've got Vampire Territory, which is a continuous spell card, effect reading. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points. For the rest of this turn, during the main phase, you can normal summon one vampire monster in addition to your normal summon or set summon. You can only gain this effect once per turn. It just said that at the beginning of the fucking thing. Why would they put that again? Second effect, if a vampire monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent, gain that much life points. Um, Holy fucking shit. You can gain an extra normal summon for 500 life points. That's a fucking no-brainer in my opinion. You know, your extra normal summon means you can also tribute summon because a tribute summon is a type of normal summon. So you normal summon and then tribute for one of your higher level 5 or level 6s. And then for 500 I would do that, no fucking problem. And then if you go into your battle phase and you start running over your opponent's monsters, you can gain that battle damage back. So if like you use Fraulein to run over your big monsters, you can gain some of that cost back that you spent. And I really like this a lot. The only issue that I have is that this should have been a field spell, and that would have made it so much more broken though, because it would have been another searchable spell card. But I mean, you can search this off of the Brood, so I have no problems with this. Plus, it's a continuous, so it'll stay on the field. I know that. Moving on to our trap cards, we've got Vampire Awake, which is a normal trap card with effects reading. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. Special summon one vampire monster from your deck, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. So you can get any of your high level vampire monsters. It doesn't matter what it fucking says. So you can get out your Fraulein or your Red Baron, or you can even get your Vampire Lord if you run Vampire Lord, or a Vampire Vamp. And it's it's basically a monster reborn as a trap card, but that's okay. So what? I'm getting a free fucking monster from my deck. Um, and I would even say it's a monster reborn. It's just like a golden sarcophagus almost, without having to wait. Yeah, it'll get destroyed at the end of the end phase, But at the same time, you've got all this support that lets you special summon your vampires from the graveyard. So just like vampires do, they're never really dead. They'll keep coming back and just no fucking problem. We've got our final trap card and card we're going to talk about today, and that is Vampire Domination, which is a counter trap with effect reading. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. If you control a vampire monster, when a monster effect or spell or trap card is activated, negate that activation. If you do, destroy it. Then, if that destroyed card was a monster, gain life points equal to its original attack. Holy fucking shit, that's powerful. I mean, you've got a walking, or not a walking, you've got a solemn judgment for vampires without the cost of life points, and basically it negates any card just like Judgment does. And if it's even a monster effect, whether it's a small monster or a big monster, you're gaining that life point. So you're getting basically a reverse Solemn Judgment to where you don't have to pay anything to activate the card, and then you're stopping your opponent's plays, and then you're going into um, you're going into I'm brain farting. Um, you're negating their plays and you're gaining their life points, your life points back. So any of these costs that you've been paying with any of the effects of these vampire monsters, you're just gonna get back with either this or territory. So I'm starting to get the feeling that you're going to be paying life points like you're giving your vampires life, like you're giving them the blood that they need, and giving them life so that you can save all the other vampires' life. Is it going to be worth it? I don't know. But then again, I also look at life points as a free cost until I start getting to that last bit danger zone. And I've got high hopes for these. I really, really like these vampire cards, to be honest with you. And I might see what kind of deck I can build around this. I don't know about you. I don't know what you guys think about these, but these vampire cards are getting really cool, and it's also bringing a little bit more support for older archetype that really didn't have too much. I might even bust out my old Vampire Lord again. So I really want to see what happens with this deck building pack, whether it's with the Skyfang Brigade or whether it's with the Brandish Maidens or with the new vampires. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Show your boys some support. If you have any opinions on today's topic or any future ideas you have for me, go ahead and leave them all in the comments below. And if you enjoy my content, be sure to hit that subscribe button to check out my weekly content on this card game we enjoy. That'll be it for me. I'll catch you guys next time.